Thank you.
Merhaba arkadaşlar. Webinarımıza hoş geldiniz. Bugün İngiltere'nin en iyi üniversiteleri, en iyilerinden King's College London'da eğitim fırsatlarını Paulina'dan dinliyor olacağız. Lütfen sorularınızı question kısmından sormayı unutmayın. Yes, Paulina, the stage is yours now.
Hi everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Paulina and I'm representing King's College London, and I'm here today to talk to you about the college. So my presentation should take about 30 minutes, and I will start from general information about King's, a little bit information about studies at King's, some information about opportunities, work opportunities, and scholarships, as well as how to apply to King's. Once I finish presentation, we're going to have another 30 minutes for Q&A. So if you have any questions, you can start popping them into the question tab, and I will go through them once the presentation is finished. So let me just share the screen with you now. Okay, so starting from some information about King's. We are quite a large university. We have a student body of just under 34,000 students. Just like London, we are very international. Almost half of our students come from outside of UK. And we're also very diverse. We have students on campuses that came to us from over 185 different countries. And that's really great because studying at King's, you will be able to meet others who might come from a very different backgrounds, different cultures, that might have very different points of views, different way of looking at the world. So you're not only learning from our lecturers, but you will also be learning from your peers. And of course, something that is amazing about London and something that me as an international student back in the day, I really enjoyed about London is the fact that although it's a very diverse city, it's very easy to make it home because you're always going to have a bit of a home away from home. We currently have 187 students from Turkey on our campuses, so you can mix with people from all around the world. But if you want to speak Turkish for a bit and if you want to meet people from your own country, that's also very easy done. Some reasons why you might want to choose King's. Firstly, it's because of our history and legacy. We are fourth oldest university in UK after Cambridge, Oxford, and UCL. And if you look at our alumni body, you're going to find Nobel Prize winners, Olympic winners, famous scientists, politicians. So you come to King's, you graduate from King's, you will be joining a global community of true achievers. Over the years, there's also been a lot of research that shaped the world that we live in today that happened at King's. So for example, the discovery of DNA happened at our campuses, as well as research that led to the development of radio, radar, and mobile phones. Something that we're very proud of, I've already talked about diversity, something that we're very proud of is the fact that last year we have been voted 11th most international university in the whole world. And we currently have 5 campuses in London. And this is the map of London. I'm going to take you for a little virtual walk to explain where our campuses are based. Some of you have been to London already, so you will be familiar with that view. Even those who haven't been to London, you're still probably going to recognize some of the landmarks. And studying at King's means you will be studying surrounded by those very famous buildings that you probably know. So starting at number 1, this is our beautiful Strand Campus, and this is home to Faculty of Engineering, Faculty of Law, Politics and Social Sciences, or for example, Arts and Humanities. If you're choosing in one of those areas, that's where you're going to be based. Now, right across the road, this is Bush House, and this is our business school. So if you're thinking of business, economics, finance, accountancy, you will be based at business at number 2. Now, this is a very exciting building. Up until not long ago, this was a BBC World News building. So this is where Winston Churchill did his speeches during the Second World War. And now it's where our business students get to work. So it's brand new and historically a very, very beautiful place. Now, if you cross the river and you walk for about 10 minutes, you will get to number 10. This is our Waterloo Campus, which is based right behind London Eye. And this campus is for students studying, for example, nursing, computer science, or chemistry. Now, if you turn right and walk for about another 10 minutes, you will get to number 13 and 15. This is St. Thomas Hospital, part of St. Thomas Campus, and this is one of our medical campuses. So some of the nursing as well as postgraduate medical courses will be based there. Now, if you turn around and start walking south away from the river for about 25 minutes, you will get to number 16 and 18. 16 is the Guy's Hospital, very famous teaching hospital in London, which is part of 18, which is our Guy's campus. Now, this is our main medical campus. So anybody that is looking at biomedical sciences, dentistry, medicine, anything that has to do with medicine will be based in this campus. Now, we have one more campus, which is slightly away from the center, and that's the Institute of Psychology, Psychiatry, and Neuroscience. You can see that picture on the bottom of that screen. And when I talk about accommodation later, I will show you where this campus is based in relation to the other campuses. So, London, very exciting city. It's been voted best student city for the second year in a row. And this is some of the benefits that you will experience while coming and studying in the center of London. Firstly, you'll be able to meet some very prominent visitors. You can see Queen Elizabeth II visiting our business school. We have different members of royal family and ex-members of royal family that came to our campuses. Famous politicians, for example, Hillary Clinton came in earlier on last year to talk about women in the workplace. But I think most importantly for all of you, we have industry leaders and industry specialists that come to London and visit London on a regular basis and come to our campuses giving guest speeches and attending a variety of events. We also partnered with a number of world-renowned institutions. So the one on the picture, it's a British museum. And for example, our history students get to work with artifacts that are based in British Museum. But we also work with, for example, Tate Modern or the Shakespeare Go. We also linked with institutes and professional bodies that are around us. The one on the picture, that's the Royal Courts of Justice. They're based about 10 minutes walk from our law school. So arguably, we are in one of the most prestigious locations for teaching law. And we also linked with, for example, British Heart Foundation or the Royal Academy of Engineering. And of course, aside of the studying and aside of the learning and academic side of London, London is a fantastic student city. So if you have a passion already that you would like to follow, or perhaps there's something completely new that you would like to try, London is definitely your place. There's always something going on in London, and you'll definitely be able to experience your student life in the city. Now, the group of people that takes full advantage of being in the city, it's our student union. We offer over 300 different student societies and sports, societies and sports clubs. And this is your opportunity to get involved in stuff that really means something to you. And that could be your hobby, so playing an instrument or playing a sport, for example. It could be a cause, so for example, Eco Society or Humane Society or for example, Vegan Living Society. It could be something connected to your future work, so Investment Banking Society and so on. There's just so much for you to choose from. So if you are interested and you want to explore that a little bit more, I will suggest checking out our King's College London Student Union page. So I'm going to move on to studying at King's. We are a generalist university, which means we offer degrees in 5 main areas, and this is STEM, health, politics and social sciences, law, management and business, and arts and humanities. Now, each one of those areas will offer you a number of different degrees. And of course, each one of those degrees could lead to a number of very exciting careers. Now, the careers you can see on the screen, the one that I've used in these examples, are the sort of careers that our alumni are doing now. They have graduated from King's. And you're going to see some that are very obvious, for example, solicitor or doctor. But you're going to see some that you might not be so familiar with. For example, threat discovery researcher or head of production or capital modeling. And we have a fantastic career center on our campuses. And these guys are there to share some information with you and to make you familiar with all the career options that might be possible for you and to really help you choose what you would like to do in your future. Because we are generalist university and we teach across different areas, a lot of our teaching is interdisciplinary, which means we either combine multiple areas within one degree or the degree spreads across different areas. Now, how that might look like in practice? With some degrees, you'll be able to do a major and minor, which means you will study 2/3 of modules from the main degree and 1/3 of modules from another degree. And that's, for example, mathematics with management. Some degrees are more of a half and a half split, for example, neuroscience and psychology. With some degrees, you can choose your pathways. Geography, for example, you can choose 5 different pathways across human, physical, and natural geography. Oh, sorry, human, physical, and urban geography. And then you've got multidisciplinary degrees that are very unique to King's, and they're very multidisciplinary by nature. So I took an example of war studies, and this degree combines politics, philosophy, history, and law within one degree. But I think most of you will experience our multidisciplinary teaching through the selection of modules on your very own degree. So for example, with doctors, we of course want them to know about medicine, but we also want them to know about medical law or ethics. For example, economics students can choose from modules such as the economics of crime or the health economics. There's lots and lots of very exciting stuff that you can expect from each and every degree that we have on offer. I've already mentioned research. We are a very research-focused university, and that's exciting for you. Now, why? Because the very people that go into the world, that pioneer, that find new things, these are the very few people that teach you. So they conduct their research and they teach you about the research that is happening at the moment. You can also get involved in the research that we have going on. Now, if you support a PhD student or if you support a professor with their research and the research gets published, you get your name on the paper. But most importantly, this is a great practice for you for when you have to conduct research as part of your own degree. Now, this is some of the examples of research we have going on at the moment. Of course, pandemic is what's on everybody's minds. So I picked examples that have to do with pandemic. And I just wanted to show you a spread of the research that we have that is connected to the pandemic across different faculties, just to stress how interdisciplinary the university can be. So first one is COVID-19 ventilators. This is where our university paired up, or our School of Biomedical Engineering paired up with University of Oxford and created OxEvent. Now, these devices were designed to fulfill the shortages of ventilators we experience in UK while treating the COVID-19 patients. Our international relations department is conducting research about populism, the link between populism and pandemic, and they're looking at why populist leaders such as Donald Trump in America or Bolsonaro in Brazil struggled so much to contain the virus in their own countries. Our digital humanities school is looking at the effects that COVID-19 will have on our digital behavior moving forward and how the pandemic will shape the way we interacting both professionally and socially. And our School of Education and Communication is looking at the language of pandemic and is looking at the new words that have now permanently entered our dictionary, and also on how the society is affected by the language that is used in the media while talking about pandemic. Why come to King's? Just coming back to that point as well, we have a state-of-art facilities, and again here I picked few examples that I find are exciting, but you're very welcome to explore stuff that is relevant to your degrees as well if it's not included in that slide. So starting from our laboratories, We are very focused on medical degrees and on science degrees, so our laboratories are absolutely amazing. So much so that the London Metropolitan Police uses them as their crime labs. So some of our scientists are the real-life CSI, and they help police to solve the criminal cases, and they work on improving the forensic methods. We also have anti-doping laboratories that analyze both domestic and international athletes. For physics students, we've got rooftop observatory and telescope. For our finance students and economic students and business students, we've got Bloomberg terminals and virtual trading floor. We have a dissecting room and virtual dissection tables for everyone that will be studying medicine and medically related degree. Now, we're one of the 4 universities in UK that uses real human bodies from body donors, which is an absolutely invaluable lesson if you would like to be a doctor. And for our psychology and neuroscience students, we've got advanced brain scan facilities, and the green and black pictures you can see on the bottom of the screen. This is a picture of a brain cell that's taken by one of our scans. So moving on to outside of the classroom, because we use the city and we use the world around us to learn as well. And geography students, for example, get to go on a field trips to places like Morocco and USA. Our business students get paired up with small and medium enterprises around the campuses. So business students work with local entrepreneurs on everyday issues they might face, and that could be finance, that could be HR, social media, and this is a great practice to learn what's it like to run a business on a day-to-day basis. For our law students, we've got a legal clinic, which is created in association with PwC, where our students get to work under the supervision of trained lawyers. We also have mooting for our law students, which is the mock trial proceedings. We have psychology placements in secure hospital wards and secure prison wards for our psychology students. We've got opportunities for other health-related degrees across different hospitals and health centers in London. And King's is also an official air quality forecaster for the Mayor of London. So we've got outside of the campus a state-of-the-art air quality monitoring devices. Sorry, it's a little bit of an IT issue, but seem to move on. So I'm going to move on to opportunities and work opportunities that we have at King's. So firstly, being in London, London is a very unique city. If you think of USA, you've got Silicon Valley in California, you've got politics in Washington, you've got New York, for example, with the finance industry. In London, all of those industries and companies are based in one place, which opens up opportunities that might not be available anywhere else. We also have a career development and professional skills courses, and this is for you to develop your soft skills, so stuff like leadership, for example, or communication. We've got a number of different internships, both global internships where you go and spend summer outside of UK, and also internships and work placements that are based in London and in UK. We've got countless events, and that includes career fairs, networking nights that are happening on our campuses. And just to give you an example, in November last year, we had over 60 different events. Normally they happen face-to-face, and this is a fantastic opportunity for you to meet organizations that you would like to work for in the future, and start building those connections, learn what they would be looking for from a future employees, and also to learn more about the organization itself. We have a King's Institute hub, so this is for us to support our students and alumni with their job search wherever they might be geographically. And for students who have a business idea, we've got the King's Entrepreneurship Institute, and these guys are there to help you turn your business idea into actual business. If you want to learn more about our work experience, there is a website that you can head to, which is the King's Careers blog. And you can find out about some of the companies where our students went to complete their work experience and what their experience was like. And if you look at the bottom right picture, the girl with the brown hair, her name is Gökçe. She's actually from Turkey. I believe she's now in the middle of completing her second internship with one of the global consultancies. She's also available to chat on our website, and I will show you later on how. And she's absolutely fantastic source of information. She can tell you all about her experience at King's, her experience as a Turkish student, and also her experience while looking for internship and securing internships. If you want any more information about that, I would definitely recommend speaking to her. So what other global opportunities we offer? We offer study abroad. So on a number of our degrees, you'll be able to spend a semester or a year abroad. We also offer a summer abroad option if you can't go for any longer than that. We have global internship, and students have gone to places like China, Hong Kong, America, and India. And we also have a modern language center, and modern language center will offer you a chance to learn one of the 30 languages that we offer. And with all that, this is all that we do to prepare you to take on some global opportunities in the future. There's also opportunities to volunteer, and there's lots of different opportunities. I'm just going to talk about 3 of them. King's Sierra Leone Partnership, this is for global health and social medicine and medicine students. And the partnership is based in Sierra Leone, and it's looking into delivering and improving clinical services, and students have gone to Freetown in Sierra Leone in the past to support that partnership. We have a King's Sanctuary program, and this program is focusing on the global issue of forced displacement, and students have gone to places like Bangladesh, Calais, and Lebanon. For example, you can see on the bottom of picture one of our dental students in Bangladesh. They've gone there on a project of delivering free dental health care to refugee children. And we also have Hot Chocolate Society, and this is a lot closer home. That's based in London, and these guys focus on the problem of homelessness in London, and some of their actions included food distribution and outreach sessions. So how do you apply to King's? What we look for is entry requirements, and we need exactly what we look for. So for example, if you're doing IB and we're asking for 7, 6, and 6, and you've got 7, 5, and a 5, that's not going to cut it. So make sure that your expected grades match our entry requirements. And also the same degrees at different universities might have different entry requirements. So when you're applying, always check every university you will be applying to. And we need to prove an academic record, so we will need your diploma and if the diploma is in Turkish, then we will need a translation as well. We will need a teacher reference. So if it's an undergraduate student, a teacher reference, postgraduate students, a professor reference. With some of our degrees, we will need extra tests. So medicine will need UCAT, and law will need an LNAT. Again, make sure you check requirements for every university you apply for, because these could be different for the same degree. And we will also interview all of the students applying for medically related degrees, but we don't offer interviews for any other degree. So anything that is not medically related, we don't interview. We might need some additional documents. For UG students, we will contact you once you apply via student portal if we need anything additional to that. For postgraduate students, it will be stated on our website, stuff like, for example, writing sample or additional tests. With work experience, similarly like interviews, anything medically related, we need you to have some sort of clinical experience. Anything that is not medically related, we don't need you to have work experience. If you have something, that's fantastic, but you don't need it. And of course, personal statements. Just to show you a few interesting statistics about King's and about applications. We offer 150 different programs at King's, and we received 52,000 applications in 2019 for those 150 programs. However, half of those 52,000 applications came for the top 3 of the degree that we offer, which is business management, law, and medicine. And while I show you that, I just wanted to stress the importance of personal statement. Once you submit your high school diploma, there will be a lot of students that will meet our entry requirements, and the way you differentiate yourself, it's the personal statement. So especially for those really really competitive programs, your personal statement really have to be on point. So just wanted to stress the importance of that. Accommodation. We have two types of accommodation. One is King's residences, that's for King's students only. And we also have the University of London halls, and this accommodation is shared between University of London institutions. So if you would like to have a neighbor from LSE or UCL, for example, you can go for this option. And the price is anything between 150 to 410 pounds per week. That depends on the location and the room type. And this is where our accommodation is based. So you can see the three red dots just north of the river. This is the Strand Campus and the business school. Right across the river is the Waterloo Campus. On the both sides of Waterloo, it's the Guy's Campus and the St. Thomas Campus. These are the two medical campuses. Now the Denmark Hill on the bottom, this is the Institute of Psychology, Psychiatry and Neuroscience. Now all of the blue dots south of the river and the two single dots north of the river, Angel Lane and Urbanus, this is all King's accommodation. So this is just for King's students. Now the cluster of blue dots just north of Strand Campus and next to the Regent's Park, this one is the University of London University of London accommodation. So these are the shared accommodation. So just before I finish my presentation, I wanted to talk to you about the platform called Unibody. This is your chance to connect and speak with our current students. And that's what I've mentioned. That's where you can contact the Turkish student Gökçe or any other students that we have on this platform. It could be someone that is from Turkey, just like you. It could be someone that is studying the degree you want to study. But it's a really, really good source of information and a great resource for you to learn more about application, about coming to London, about King's itself. So I'd really, really, really strongly recommend you all to use that if you can. Okay, I think I'm back on the screen. Okay, so thank you so much for listening to my presentation. I'm now going to look in the question tab and answer questions. So I'm going to start from Ali. Is there any link for this slide? So I could share this slide. I will send this this presentation to Zainab, so she will be able to share those slides with you. So Ellie was asking the tuition fees for a medical doctor program. I believe it's around £40,000 a year. However, double check on our website. All of our fees are published on our website, on the bottom of the website. So if you want to know about particular degree, just have a look on the page. Syrian is asking about scholarship opportunities for Turkish students. So unfortunately, King's is not known to have that many scholarships. I'm not aware about any scholarships that are specific for Turkish students. We have some scholarships that are open to all of the international students. They are all published on our website. I will share the link in the chat room in a minute, so you can all have a look on the list of the degrees and on the list of the scholarships and see if anything is available to you. Some of them are general scholarships. Some of them will be specific to a different program. So, for example, we offer scholarships for geography or global health and social medicine. We have some psychology scholarships as well. So just have a look through the list and see if there's anything that's available. If you don't mind, I'm just going to have a quick look and share the link with you. So I'm just going to send that link to the chat. So if anybody wants to have a look at all the scholarships we have available and just browse through, this is the link to use. Okay, next question is, please can you give some information about specialization in medicine and being a doctor in? So you will have to study to be a general medical doctor, so you wouldn't specialize during your 6 years medical program. This is just qualifying you to be a doctor. If you want to specialize afterwards to, be an eye doctor or a lung doctor or, a cancer doctor, then you have to specialize afterwards, because the 6 years medical degree will basically make you a doctor, but you specialize after that. The next question, are there any application or scholarships advantage for students who completed IGCSE and has IB and Turkish National High School Diploma? So the Turkish National Diploma doesn't allow you to enter university directly, whereas IB does. So if you only have a Turkish diploma, then you have to go through foundation. If you have an IB, then you can enter university directly. So this will be the advantage, but there wouldn't be another advantage per se. The next question is from Beryl. What are the scholarships opportunities for MAT, so program for academic excellence? I'm not familiar with any TESOL scholarships, so I don't believe we have any scholarships for TESOL. So I believe for that particular program and that particular school, there won't be anything available. So I'm sorry about that. And then Celine is asking what AP scores does King want for a business degree and how many APs do we need to have? If you only have APs, you will need 5 to apply for any degrees at King's. I believe for a business, you will need 3 5s and 2 4s or 4 5s and 1 4. Again, and this is the answer to all of those students that are asking about particular entry requirements, they are all published on our website. So I would strongly suggest to go and have a look at the particular degree that is of your interest. But if you're only doing IPs, you're always going to need 5 for all of our degrees. What should our IELTS average be? So that depends. We have a different band, so depending on the degree, we have a different IELTS requirement. For a lot of our degrees, you will be looking at the 7 average and at least 6.5 in each skill. But again, this will be different for a different degrees. So for example, degrees that are, computer-based or math-based, they will have a lower, or chemistry, they will have a lower entry requirement. However, the ones that are more based on talking and writing, like for example, politics or international relations, these would have a higher language requirement. So again, I would suggest to have a look on the pages of there. Faiza is asking us an interesting question actually. Which programs are most popular among the Turkish and international students? Business management, international students and Turkish students, you guys love business management, international management, finance programs. Law is also quite popular, so I'd say probably those. Generally speaking, for international students, medicine is really popular. However, I don't see that many applications for medicine from Turkey. Sanam is asking, how much is the application fee for applying for foundation year and can it be waived? So foundation, it doesn't actually have an application fee. So it's completely free to apply. We would urge you not to apply for more than one foundation program, because that's just gonna confuse your application. So it is completely free to apply. Ashley is asking if we offer agriculture or engineering or anything along those lines. No, we don't offer agricultural engineering. We're quite limited when it comes to engineering. We offer a general engineering, which is our new program, electronic engineering, and biomedical engineering, but we don't have the agricultural. We don't have anything that is even similar to agriculture anywhere at the university. So I can see there's questions here about the entry requirement for Master of Law. Now, I don't remember the entry requirements on top of my head, but again, this will be published on the website. So just have a look on the Master of Law website, and you've got the global qualification list, so you can have a look at Turkey, and we'll show you exactly what GPA you will need to enter the university. Do you have master program in political science? So we don't have politics as a master program because it's very broad. So we do politics on the bachelor level, but we do have more specialized politics programs on our master level. So if you have a look at, if you browse to the degree, we're probably going to find like more regional focus. You're probably going to find politics programs that focus on Europe or Middle East or Asia, so not politics per se, but more specialized politics related programs. We do have quite a few of those on master level. Okay, I think I've answered most of the questions. Apart from the entry requirements, because I don't know all of the entry requirements on top of my head, so I know the ones for like medicine, business management, because that's the questions I get quite a lot. But the ones that are in artificial intelligence and masters in law, those you will have to double check on the page. I'm just looking at the chat. There's a couple more questions here. Julia is asking, what are the fees for business management school? This depends on the programs as well, but you're looking at around 25 to 28,000 pounds a year for generally speaking for the business programs. Meral is asking, where do you offer internships or experience? Oh, there's so many places. That's the fantastic thing about London. Pretty much any organization you can think of, like you will find it in London, you find a branch of it in London, and students have gone to do internships and global internships and work placements in variety of companies. So like cosmetics company like L'Oreal or Rocher. They've gone to places like Walt Disney. They've gone to places like KPMG and Vodafone. There's BT, there's just so many different, Morgan, JP Morgan, there's just so many different places that students went to. Please do have a look on this page. I will share that link once again from my presentation with you. Have a look on this page because there is loads of different students that have shared their experience of doing an internship at King's, and they talk about the organizations they joined and what it was like. So to get a better idea, that's probably the best place for you to look. Okay, so have a look at the blogs at King's Careers, because that's probably where you're going to find most of those information. And also have a look on the Unibody and speak to Gokja as well, because I believe she heads the student internship office or something along those lines. So she actually help students find internships, and she found her internships herself as well. So she will definitely be able to share some more information about where the students have gone to do their internship in general. Okay, if you're planning to study a finance master, we don't really offer internships during the master on many of our master programs, because most of our master programs you'll be so busy, because master is only 1 year, and you will be so busy you don't really have that much time to work. Some of our master programs will have an internship module, and in that case you can do a short internship. But most of our master programs, you won't have that option, so you will have to look for your employment once you graduate. Firat is asking, do you have a philosophy department? Yes, we do. It's very developed and it's very interesting department. We have philosophy programs, and we have a variety of like a philosophy and something programs. So have a look on our website. It's within Arts and Humanities faculty, so you can find it there. But yeah, we definitely do a lot of philosophy programs. Do you have a program in the field of gastronomy? No, that we don't have. We don't do anything with gastronomy, anything with hospitality, like hotels, recreation. We don't do anything like that. So we won't have anything like that. Okay, there's 2 more questions here. What do you want from the school we graduate from? So from the school, we will need your high school diploma, and we will need a reference from one of your teachers. So that's the 2 things that we need from your school. What are the tuition fees at King's? Could you please send us a link to see prices? So there isn't like one link with all the prices. You will have to go onto the page of your degree, and the prices will be on the bottom. The prices are anything between around £19,000 a year for those programs that are more book-based, all the way to like £45,000 for stuff like medicine and dentistry, for example. So they are quite a lot. So if you have a look at the degree that you're interested in, the fees are listed for international students on the very bottom of the page of that degree. I got an offer for foundation biochemistry, but I'm not sure I should go to King's. Is King's good at biological sciences? Do you have any suggestion? Why should I choose King's? Yeah, so as I mentioned already, all of those medical programs and science programs we are very famous for. And we have, I think the things that sets us apart is firstly the fact that we've got 4 hospitals as part of our campuses. So a lot of students studying at different universities wouldn't have an access to that resource that we do. And we're also based in London, so there's a lot of research that is going on within that field that is happening on our campuses and is happening in London. We do work with a number of pharmaceutical companies, and I've mentioned already, our labs are used by prestigious organizations such as the London Metropolitan Police, and it's also used by the Olympics Anti-Doping Committee. So we have fantastic scientists when it comes to biological and biomedical sciences. We've got fantastic lecturers, we've got state-of-art facilities, and our location and the fact that we've got all those labs and all those hospitals on site, I think that's what sets us apart from other universities. I hope that's going to make your choice a little bit easier. Yeah, I've got a couple more questions here. How competitive funded master programs in life sciences? So anything in life sciences will be very competitive. So anything in business school and anything in life sciences will always be very competitive. We do get a lot of applications for those. I don't think we have many scholarships on offer, so those are typically self-funded. But either way, they would also always be competitive. Could you please inform us about master program in artificial intelligence application requirements? So I've already answered that. I'm just going to just reiterate again. I don't know all of the entry requirements on top of my head. They are all listed, and we do update them on a yearly basis. So they are updated and listed on the page. So have a look there, and it's very easy to find. And if you can't find it, then you can always get in touch with me, but you should be able to see it on the page. Okay, that's all of the questions that I see. So if you have any more questions, if you could please type them into the question tab now.
Yes, Paulina, thank you for the presentation. Could you please share your email address on chat box?
So that's my email address. If anybody needs some more information, or if there's any questions that you didn't think of now and you would like to ask later, you can always get in touch with me directly.
All right, thank you very much. It was a really informational webinar. We believe you put a real effort answering all of the questions. Also, I would like to thank the participants in Turkish as well.
Sorry, I can't hear you very well.
Also, I would like to thank the participants in Turkish as well.
Yeah, thank you so much for all of you for spending that afternoon with me.
Okay, thank you. Katıldığınız için teşekkürler arkadaşlar. King's College London Üniversitesi ile ilgili diğer sorularınız için Paulina ile iletişime geçmeyi unutmayın. Ayrıca altı düşüncelerinizi de yapmak isteriz. Thank you again, Paulina.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.